with an alliance being proposed, and this is a formality to cement said alliance. This journey. Scrivener. You find Hakon in a mead house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Hakon? Hakon? Huh. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Went straight for a flagon. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise, what this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha, humans. You're all racist. Okay, no, that's not what it says. I can't resist making references to certain games. I'm sorry. I guess if I only lived as long as a yak's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. Okay, so they're a long-lived species. Got it. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point, just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Kind of starting to wish there was voiced dialogue, but being in, an indie title, really, I can't blame them for not shelling out the cash to pay voice actors. Alright, time to go to the Great Hall then. Click, click. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mouth's prize. You wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that. Plus 20 renown. Nice! Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vognir is already here, while later Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogr steps forward, Vognir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. Guess we are. You follow Mogr and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to deter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Ooh, dramatic drums. I guess that means something has happened, officially. Oh. I guess that's us moving. Pretty landscapes. Lots of snowy things. 2 days. Almost feel like I'm playing some weird Viking version of Oregon Trail here. Hope I don't get dysentery. Caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogr, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. Toast to Vognir. Let's be. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between Manon and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Vognir. Let's chat with Vognir. Thanks for the speech, slurs Vognir. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mogr. I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arberong on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Nah, don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead instead of replying. Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you'd done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines are getting muddy, after old Varl. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. Alrighty. Oh, hey, I'm sort of in my place. Okay. You rise groggily at the campsite, a casualty of merriment. Mogger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Luden stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ha, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Ooh, do I get to see this map? I like maps. Good for knowing places and locations and things that are similar. It's taking an awful long time to load a map. Okay, here we go. World map. Click and drag the map to look around. A portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also click on any location to get some history about it. When you're done with the map, click X at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Strand. As close as anything comes to a bastion of racial tolerance, both men and Varl compete to scratch out a living in this, the biggest trade city along the west coast. Many people still believe the god Dingler. Dingler. Why do these Norse words have to be so complicated? There's no glur. There's no vowel. Dingler. Still watches over it, granting good fortune. Okay. That's where we just were. Alright, we're here. Alright, I guess we crossed the Red River then? Some historians have speculated that the Red River was simply a counterpart to the Blue River, named by unimaginative explorers. Anyone who fought in the First Great War could tell you that it's where the Varl and mankind came to an impasse. Isn't there an E at the end of impasse? Oh, well, I'm not gonna. Neither side able to get a foothold. The river's so full of corpses that it ran red. I get it. Karlsfjord. That's better. The fjord splitting off the Varl territory was named after Karl, the only Varl to ever become governor of Strand, albeit for only a short time before the title returned to the human families whose ancestors originally built the city. Okay, so that's this little scrap of land. The right foot. It looks like a foot, I'm guessing. Okay, so we were here, went to Karlsfjord, passed by the right foot. The left and right foot of the Dingler Bay are said to be where the god Dingler himself stood when he created the thriving trade city of Strand. Others suggest it's where he stood while taking less noble actions upon the land. They're now used to navigate the long coastal markets by merchants and visitors. I get it. I get what they mean. Alright, so now we're here. I think I'm just gonna, as we travel, I will read about the places that we've been, because this is a lot. Oh wow. This is a lot of area to cover. We're gonna be going places. Lots of places. I like that. Oh. What's this logo? The cardinal directions. Early did mankind begin sailing up and down the coast, but also out into the vast, searching for new continents. Of the many secrets the early sailors learned was the sunstone, which helped them to deduct the direction they were sailing, even with the sun shrouded behind clouds. Oh, okay. The vast. No, I guess that's just the big ocean. The waters to the west were named not for their reach, but for their depth. Long ships lost even somewhat close to shore are best considered gone to the depths forever. Forever, ever? Sorry. Alright, cool. So anyway, we're doing that. We're here. Where were we headed? We were heading along one of these roads. I'm going to look for a name that sounds familiar, like it was somewhere we're going. Where is our destination? Shoot, Grofheim. Okay, so we're heading up here. Right here. So we're on this road. So we're probably heading this way. I doubt we'd go that way to get up there. So we're going to be heading this way. So we're going to pass Vedderfell. Named bad weather, the gales that blow in from the bay and around the mountain peaks keep Vedderfell in a generally unpleasant state. What really cemented the name was the kind of person who would live there, men cast out from Strand for one reason or another, with nowhere else to go. That sounds pleasant. Oh, last gate. I feel like we're going to pass through this gate first, probably. The crossing of the small bridge leading from Vedderfell onto the wandering road marked a small but significant moment in which the Varl truly separated itself from humanity in search of their own lands. Okay, there's the wandering road. We're going this way. Around the Bradabrick peaks. Not plains, those are peaks. That would be the opposite of peaks, would be plains. When the first Varl warriors trudged north to discover new lands, the Bradabrick peaks were thought to be the edge of the world. Their summits often disappear into the clouds, and unlike other mountain ranges, a pass-through has never been found. That is until the Varl king Einar had the Burra Pass built, a bridge that takes 3 days to cross. Ah, that's over there. Okay. Not going that way, I don't think yet. Going past the Hanged Man. We're in Kirkwall? Okay, I'm sorry. I need to stop making references to other games while I'm in this. I'm sorry. Especially, there are going to be a lot of BioWare references that I'm going to make. I can't help it. It's a huge part of my gaming identity to make gaming jokes about Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate, KOTOR, and the like. I'm sorry. It's going to be unavoidable. Yeah. A curious formation of a peak, straddled on two sides by natural passes. The singular snow-capped summit between them stands lonely and alone. Aww. Slid. One of the forts built by the Varl with the relentless push to hold back the dredge. While that role would eventually be replaced by Stonehorn to the north, Slid stood for a long time as one of the few strongholds keeping the dredge at bay. I'm guessing the dredge would be common barbarians and such. And then we're gonna go this way, past Kingsbarrow. Not within stone crypts, but in the fields before Grofheim are laid to rest the greatest warriors and kings of the Varl, where all who come and go from the great city may see them. All Varl considered an honor and a duty to one day be buried in the graves of Kingsbarrow, where their bones become the stone of the Varl's March. Okay, so it's a big honorary graveyard. And then we're going to go to Two Spears. An unusual gap in the Varl's March Mountains looked like two great spears at a gate. For decades it became a bloody corridor between the Varl forces and the dredge to the north, until the second Varl king, Arnfinnr, endeavored to build a sprawling fortress here, which would eventually become Grofheim, the Varl capital. Okay, and therefore Grofheim. The last home of the Varl and seat of their power, founded by Arnfinnr, the second Varl king. Though the Varl have moved around a lot, most consider Grofheim their capital. The deeds of Varl are honored here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the Two Spears, where they are said to become part of the Varl's March itself. Yeah, that's right here. Okay, so that's our basic path for now that we're going to try and take. Okay. So much reading, my poor voice. Need to prepare some water for myself next time. We head north, then east past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand, going to be a long march. Oh, I was right, wasn't I? North and east, yep. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships Skyrim? No, Skrimmerstead. Why not take the ships to Skrimmerstead?